Hello and welcome to Dissect. My name is NK Soul.
And my name's Roxy.
So, we have finished season 1 of Dissect. We have dissected some fantastic children's shows. It was a lot of fun.
Too much fun.
It was a lot of fun. What was your highlight, you say, of season 1?
I'll be honest, there's a couple of things that really sort of stood out to me. Things that we missed as we were working through some of the bass lines, some of the drum patterns that we've had throughout this season. But I feel like my favourite episode, apart from the season finale, of course, my favourite episode was the Raccoons. That theme song just stands out to me every time. I love hearing it.
So like you, I think the finale was the ultimate. The surprise, the level of surprise with your remix. And you mentioned something there about things that we missed. So there's a part on the Rainbow, that drum fill bit. That too was another bit which you didn't speak about.
Yes.
But in terms of my favourite, aside from Rainbow, I would say Fireman Sam. I didn't expect us to, get so much out of it. And also there's something you broke down or something you observed in there which has stuck with me. You know that when you said the singing was a bit like a fire engine.
When it starts in the first verse, it sounds like a siren. Dun, 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 dun.
When he is the fire bell chime
Yeah.
on his coat and hat.
Genius. Definitely a highlight for me. As Roxy said in the finale,
I think we should do a show where we get to highlight some of the ones that have been mentioned in the comments, because there's some that we've not been able to discuss, and those that we do feel deserve an honourable mention.
so like have a whole, like a section where we just have honourable mentions.
Yeah.
But we can't dissect every single cartoon in the world, but there are some that definitely deserve honourable mentions, and that's what this show is all about. Some of them were mentioned in the comments by you. And some of them are just things that we discussed ourselves, but we never got round to dissecting.
Yeah.
They're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
We're really hip.
Turtles. So what stands out for you in that song?
For me, it's the horns.
At the start, that,
The
yeah.
little accents they put in. Big sing-along.
Sing-along ability.
There it is.
That's
Sing-along
a
ability.
Roxyism.
Yes.
Or a dissectism. What I remember about this song, actually, so if you were in the UK, when this song came out, it was actually Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yes.
So I actually prefer the vocal in that one slightly. But I remember when it first came out, going to school and in the playground, true story, all the kids came out and they were like, okay, I'm Michelangelo, I'm done. This is pre-mobile phones and all that, so we just used to play on the grass. Really catchy.
So this theme song was actually brought to us by Chuck Lorre, who is a sitcom genius. When you think of Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men, the list is endless. He's also a composer, and he worked on this with Dennis C. Brown, I believe his name is, and the vocals were actually done by a gentleman called James Mandel. Googleable. Go find out. These guys are fantastic.
I've seen Chuck Lorre's name a lot in the credits.
Yeah.
Shows that I've watched, I just recognise the name.
Because one thing he does in all his sitcoms that I love, every single one at the end has a cue card, and every episode is different for every show. So there's a website on his page, and you can read all the cue cards from every episode of every show. You know what?
We might have missed a trick,
Yeah, this was the dissectable.
Listening to the outro of him, just listen to the instrumental there. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think what sticks out to me is just I'd never listened to the bass line of it. Doom, doom, doo, 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 doom, doo. Oh my gosh.
I have to give it to the orchestra. I don't know how big this recording studio would have been, but they've got some serious call and response things happening with the horns and the strings. And when the strings reach the crescendo at the end, Haim Saban and Shuki Levy.
That's another Shuki Levy.
Listen, the catalogue is insane.
The Levy Lab.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
So there's 2 versions of this song, season 1 and season 2. I like season 1, personally. There's no real time signature to it, so it's a bit hard to follow.
It's like a 6/4.
There's a lot more, I feel, excitement in the instrumental. The bass. Autobots seem to doom, 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 doom. It's like some arpeggio thing going on, which I think is a lot more pronounced in the original one. I feel it's a lot more dramatic. That's my case for the first one.
Okay, I prefer the second one. I prefer season 2. personally, I prefer the rhythm, I prefer the groove. It doesn't have that accentuated kind of breakdown as it does in the first one with the strings and everything else. It's not as melodic, but I feel like it's an easier rhythm to follow.
Listening back to some of these, you forget how much you loved this. I absolutely love that theme song now that I listen to it. That intro, the power of that intro. Dum, 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 dum. Eyes of the hawk. I love the vocal in it.
Yeah. So one thing I do like about this theme song actually is the narrator is telling us about his powers in this rhythmic kind of idea of whatever a rap could be. I kind of like that flow, that vibe that he's got there. Really cool. Wonderful.
You know what? Mysterious Cities of Gold. Personally, it's the one theme song that probably most rivals Rainbow in terms of the nostalgic and emotional feel it gives me. It's a cartoon that I used to watch with my grandmother. So my grandmother absolutely loved this cartoon and we watched this daily. Aside from the emotion, I think the song itself is great, just real great with the pan flute. Also the vocal, really love the vocal. And then also how it ends, do-do-do-do-do-do. If we had dissected this, there'd be a lot that we could have dissected.
I must say, this is one that we probably should have taken some time on. Sorry, guys. I don't have many great memories of this cartoon, but as for the theme song, what I love about it is, you know, that kind of let it out kind of thing. I really like that about this song. The sing-along ability of it. It gives me Boney M vibes.
Oh.
You know, by the rivers of valley. It's like, you know, you describe it being something that you watch with your grandma. This is the kind of song I could dance with my mum. Like, you know, it's that kind of...
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Hey. Boney M or Boney M?
When I was growing up, it was always Boney M.
I think it's Boney M.
Let's ask them, is it Boney M or is it Boney M? Because I grew up on Boney M.
Someone correct this young lady and tell her it's Boney M.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play.
I actually didn't grow up really watching Arthur, and I feel like I really missed out. I really loved that theme tune.
This was a staple in our house. To be honest, I was a little bit older when these episodes started happening, but I always adored this theme song. Why the producers chose a reggae vibe for the show, I don't know, but listen, Ziggy Marley went to work on this. I love the lyrics. They're so relevant even for now. Let's put our differences aside and come together. And what I love is that the show doesn't penalize sort of black and white, male and female. It's just people from different walks of life, different backgrounds coming together. It was just a really nice, wholesome show.
The theme song, do you feel like it matched the cartoon?
Not really.
Fair enough.
If I'm honest, in as much as I don't know why they chose reggae for the theme song, one thing that people do love about reggae is the vibe, is the fact that it's warm, is the fact that it brings people together, is the fact that the Caribbean vibe is so bright and fun.
Positive vibes are universal.
Yeah, the positive vibes are universal is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's the raggy dolls, dolls like you and me.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Yeah.
It gives me UB40. The drive of the drum pattern.
Yeah.
The lyrics are so wholesome and nice and...
Very inclusive
Very
lyrics.
inclusive, yeah, exactly.
And there's a bit in the bridge that the chord progression.
Yeah, dun, dun, Yes.
Very nice.
From the marvelous mind of Jim Henson. Goodness me.
If we had broken down Fraggle Rock, that would have been a serious rabbit hole. Everything, the bass line, the funk, the joy in the lyrics and the vocals. I know this theme song very well, but I actually don't know the show very well. Because it came on a Sunday morning and I always had to go to church.
Yes.
So it'd come on and I'd hear the theme song and I'm like, I'm being pulled out the door. I'm like, yes, let me just...
I love how they lead with the bass and the hi-hat. It's a really nice sort of build-up. And the bass is at the start of the show for me. Like, really keeping the groove and the rhythm.
It's funky.
It's very funky.
Funky, baby.
And you can hear the strings on the guitar itself, on the bass guitar. So it's like a nice live vibe.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
6 weeks holidays, summertime, this was the vibe.
My favourite part of that song is the harmony in the chorus, the two-part harmony. Gummy bear, gummy bear.
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
love it, love it.
Hitting them notes. Weirdly, the drum kit I like the sound of the most. It gives me keyboard, you know those keyboard drums you get on like a toy keyboard?
Yeah,
like,
the Casio.
It's not too overbearing, it's nice and neat, it's tight, but they just sound so tinny, there's so much treble, I like it.
It fits the song. Woo! There was a time when I was in school that everyone used to sing that song all the time, like Trapdoor. There's actually a lot to that song. It's quite short, but you've got that Vincent Pricey bit at the beginning.
Right.
Don't you open that trap? It sounds very. That gives me something like it could be in the charts, you know, like a song in the charts. That's yeah. What do you feel about this song?
The vocalists are soulful on this one. Better not open that door.
I'm not opening it.
So punchy, straight to the point.
Yep.
I found the show quite disgusting, quite disturbing, really hard to watch. It's got a lot of impact to it for such a short piece of music.
You know the last few notes. It reminds me of Grange Hill. I don't know why.
Okay. Where you talk about the end, there's a modulation that happens. So we're singing the song in a particular key and then it ends somewhere else.
Down there.
Where are we?
Burner, burner, drop dog or something down it. Burner, burner, burn.
That's not where we started.
Are you sure? Yeah. Drop dog, because it's dunner, dunner, burn.
You're a fool if you dare. Cause there's something down there.
Right. Yeah. Do you know what? It did it so subtly that I thought we were in the same key.
We've gone off somewhere. That is a theme song.
That's a power ballad. That's what that is.
Yes.
We got a lot of requests for Pokemon in the comments and stuff like that. Pikachu, tell me. What do you love about Pokemon?
What is there not to love about this theme song? I love the melody, I love the chord progression, I love the punches, the rock guitar. They're obviously singing about the theme of the show, but I don't care. This is a song. Like there's a lot of weight in this one. Could have had a dissection, you know.
I was just going to say the same thing.
But you know what? It's cool.
Yeah.
It's still worth the mention that this song is a serious contribution to the theme song library.
We're the Planeteers, you can be one too, cause saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say.
Captain Planet.
Come on.
Yeah, that's another classic. I moved to Ghana when I was 11 years old. And
That explains a lot.
not because I was naughty, my parents moved back to Ghana.
Don't lie. Punishment holidays.
When I moved to Ghana, the one cartoon that everyone talked about and the only cartoon was Captain Planet.
Oh, okay.
So it was all about Captain Planet. So I got to know this cartoon very well. Yeah, great theme song, great messaging.
If you've never rapped before, maybe this song can teach you the flows and the ways. We're the Planeteers. You can be one too. a free tutorial. I love this song so much. For me, it sounds like if you were on a budget, but you needed Madonna to do a song for you.
Wow.
I feel like it's got that kind of, like, Papa don't preach kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean? And I love
see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I love the melodies as well. There's stuff happening with the synths in the background. It's a cool song.
Go, Power Rangers! Go, Power Rangers!
Memories.
Real memories.
Yeah. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Very rocky. It's a serious rock song. There's a lot happening. The build up of the drums, the guitar is screaming.
Yeah. You know, when I used to watch that, it used to remind me of, it was like real people mixed with stop motion animation. It was very bright loud, extravagant, but budget costumes. That's how I felt. Yeah. But no, really great theme song. I can't believe we didn't do X-Men.
God damn!
I can't believe.
Listen, the animation was very, very complex, very, very ahead of its time.
I think I've said previously that some cartoons were my favourite. I lied. X-Men was my absolute favourite cartoon. I mean, the theme song was awesome. It got me hyped up. But the actual cartoon itself was, X-Men was my favourite cartoon.
Fair enough.
When I listen to that, I want to watch this episode. It gets me ready, puts me in the mood for Professor X and his team.
This song is in your face. Everything is coming at you. You don't even know which one to look, which element to look at first.
Yeah, it's relentless.
It is relentless.
Yeah.
I love the strings. There's something that the drums are doing. It's like a. Oh my gosh! The melody of the strings, the bell, like you know when the bell tolls.
All of the bits are essential.
Yeah.
I think you talked in the season about a lot going on, but it's not noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is an example.
Out of all the characters, for some reason, in the cartoon, Gambit was my favourite.
Oh really?
I just thought he was so cool.
With the cards, he's a cool dude.
Had me at home flinging cards all over the place. I was stressed.
How'd you fling in cards?
Can you pick it up?
6 of clubs, in your face.
1, 2, 3, go! This theme song is a drum and bass banger. It's got me here doing all kinds of bouncing, like, what? There's a melody that happens as the song's progressing, and it's like it breaks into 3 parts. The instruments kind of describe the characters of each girl. So you've got one melody for the first girl, and then dainty little bells for the second girl, and then a powerful kind of, driving melody for the aggressive melody for the third girl. So you kind of get an idea of who's who and what's what.
They've got a different outro. The outro reminds me of like late 90s Blink 182. Remember that? You know that band with the guitars fighting crime, trying to. Yeah. I just love that outro. The guitars, and it's a bit of a rock kind of song. So yeah. 2 great songs, Powerpuff Girls.
Animaniacs, and we're zany to the max.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
brings us
Animaniacs does not give you a moment to come up for air, does it? It's just the lyrics. It just keeps going and going and going.
That was actually one of my all-time favorite cartoon shows.
It was hilarious.
I would watch that on repeat. I used to record it, watch it again. That was my show.
Typical cartoon theme song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
A lot of calamity in the song, you know?
That's
that
right.
kind of feel.
One thing I love is that they've got an orchestra that is working overtime. They have got some really beautiful progressions that they're doing. There's a seamless key change right at the beginning of the song, and it's just a doom, 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 doom. Like it's just, like you say, it's relentless. It just keeps going.
Super Tune Extraordinaire, Freakazoid, runs around in underwear, Freakazoid.
I seem to be using the word relentless a lot in this. That's a relentless bass line.
Like a double bass kind of thing.
Yes.
It's got this really jazzy kind of.
I actually didn't watch that cartoon. I hadn't seen it before, but that theme song, again, I feel I missed out.
The lyrics are hilarious. Yeah. One of the things I noticed growing up, I was very aware of the difference between Warner Brothers and Disney. The quality was so strong, you could actually feel the tension as the content was coming out. Like, oh my God, I really love this one, but I really love that one. Like DC versus Marvel kind of.
They're really competing.
Yeah. So just like Animaniacs, Freakazoid was a Steven Spielberg presentation.
Oh, wow.
Just so much fun.
Listen.
Ren and Stimpy.
That is a jazz standard.
Facts.
That should be a jazz standard. So we just talked about a walking bass. Yeah, well that's you. We should
Running
call that,
bass.
We should call that a running bass. Just jazz brilliant.
Yeah, the guitars came to work.
I remember when that cartoon first came out, it must have been the most psychotic thing I've ever seen on TV. The animation, like, I just wasn't ready for it. I remember watching it with my brother. In fact, my brother told me about it. Come and watch this show, Ren and Stimpy. And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Absolute mania.
Like you, couldn't understand. I feel like my young mind wasn't ready to compute the level of chaos. It was sort of a trade-off because Fresh Prince was around happening in that moment. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll watch it. Such a good piece of music.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Beautiful piece of music. This is giving real 60s, late 60s, early 70s kind of vibes. It feels like something the Supremes could do a really nice version of. I like the chord progression. I like how simple the melody is, the kids singing. It's just such a really nice vibe.
Very wholesome.
Very, very wholesome. And I remember this one, I used to unashamedly wake up super early before school just so I could watch it before going to school. And I did that right up until like year 10. I didn't care. I used to wake up my siblings, get them ready for school so that we could watch it.
A happy, simple time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soundtrack. If we're gonna do Sesame Street, we cannot do Sesame Street without that song, The 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no,
Listen, the time signatures, the melody, the chords, the BVs. What a piece of music. What business do we have as children listening to such things? You see, when you've got these young people now that are shaking their bums and showing us their thongs and their bum cracks. This is what we were listening to, bro. I reminisce of times where people are playing chords, jazz, like stuff that's going to elevate your mind, open your brain.
Absolutely. I feel like we were more privileged.
Facts.
Especially musically. There's a lot more, the vibrations of music were much higher than what there is today. That's my opinion.
Call us old if you like, but we come from a place. But we come from a place where your imagination was truly king, and you really had room and empowerment to create whatever you wanted. These theme songs take us back to times where you weren't restricted, you weren't about to be bullied online, trolled by people you don't know. Like it was real. You had it in your hand. It was real, tangible stuff.
Stop.
That could have been the theme song to Murder, She Wrote or something. You know, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? Or Quantum Leap. You know, it could have worked as a contemporary adult theme song, I think, apart from the child's voice.
Yeah, this is very, very early Roxy. This is one plait here, unbrushed here, one random ribbon for picture day. To be honest with you, this is a show that you'd watch when you were home from school because you were sick or something.
Right,
like,
yes.
Technically, you weren't really meant to be at home when this was on.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? But whenever I caught it, I realized, oh wow, this is what comes on when I'm not here.
This is the Jeremy Kyle hour.
Yeah, when I'm at school, this is happening. I see. I like the bass line. It's keeping a particular rhythm and it's doubling down on a particular note in a way that is really nice. You can hear it, especially in the beginning when it's doubling down on it's a doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. I like that.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. And the melody is so nice, especially towards the end when you get the lead guitar.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
If Postman Pat doesn't make you feel emotional, you don't have a heart.
I'm telling you, the Carpenters could have made that one.
Yeah.
I really believe he's a happy man. I want to be that happy man.
Nice.
There's a melody that happens with a flute in the second part of the song.
Sweet, as you would say.
Sweet.
I'd never really appreciated the oohs in the song. Those, we love an ooh.
We love it.
Yeah, the harmony in the oohs. Oh, a part of the song I love is the way that the music goes in a kind of chromatic progression.
Waves to great
It so symbolizes that song.
Yeah.
baby. Oh, do you know, I could just sit here and sing it. Yeah, Postman Pat gives me, the same feeling I have with Fireman Sam. Just the love I have for that song is immense. So, those were our honourable mentions for season 1. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope your choice was in there somewhere. Please make sure to comment, like, subscribe. We have a lot more in store for you in season 2, so stay tuned. Once again, my name is NK Soul.
And my name's Roxy.
Until next time, take care. Peace.
Sunset.